The first is a prologue that begins at the graduation at a college, and basically the major character, the protagonist of this novel, reflects back. He is at the graduation waiting for his girlfriend Melisha, who, as promised, never shows up at his graduation, and then he kind of wonders why she couldn't make it as he promised. And then after he, kind of reflects all the way back, the 2 years back. And the second chapter is basically he lands at the airport where his roommates come to pick him up. And then the third chapter is they bring him to the apartment where he's going to end up sharing the apartment with them. So I'm going to read this chapter 3. We have been here in this apartment for a few months, and so far we can't complain. The university is just 10 minutes away. The living room is your room. Lucas gestured, showing Deepak a square of section of the living room. It was painted a nondescript beige color. A large white ceiling fan hung in the center of the room, and a number of white doors led to other rooms and closets. He motioned to a corner of the room, sparsely furnished with a small grey sofa, an oblong light wooden table, and a couple of white plastic chairs. We can probably separate it for you if you want. It's okay, that's fine, Deepak said, hoping his voice did not betray his disappointment. Let's order pizza, Anisha chimed in. Deepak must be hungry. I would like to take a shower first, Deepak said, looking around. Where's the bathroom? They showed him the bathroom just opposite their bedroom. After showering and donning a clean t-shirt and shorts, he rejoined Anisha and Lucas. The pizza had already arrived. Deepak had never even seen pizza in his entire life. This was in 2008. Let alone eat it. Perhaps it was served in 5-star hotels or sophisticated restaurant in Kathmandu, which he could never afford to visit with the salary he earned from his teaching job. He gazed at the enormous pizza slices dripping with cheese. Wow, very large piece, Deepak said, taking a bite of it and thanking them for it. Looks yummy. He took a bite but didn't like it, so he continued to hold it just to make sure they would not think he was disrespecting the food they offer. He found them craving the pizza. Deepak realized likes and dislikes depend on what we are used to, and we can get used to just about anything. They started talking about the apartment over bites of pizza. We have been paying $600 plus utilities per month, Lucas said between bites. I figure you can pay $300 a month, including utilities. Just try to keep the kitchen and the bathroom clean. Does that sound okay? That's fine, Deepak said, although in truth it was a little too much for him. Deepak looked around the apartment once more. The living room was a mess. Books were scattered on the floor. The unwashed dishes were left in the kitchen sink. A dilapidated red bicycle was abandoned in the corner near the front door, and a trickle of black grease oozed from the bike chain, leaving an oily stain on the carpet. Half a dozen black and white kittens mewed beside their mothers. Deepak covered his nose secretly as if to eat it. The acrid smell of cat urine burned the inside of his nose. A little tray sat in the corner of the room near the cats, filled with grey gravel and the lumps of feces. Deepak felt a rage growing inside him as he wondered how he could possibly live in such healthy conditions. The state of the room was precisely the opposite of what he had pictured before coming to the US, neat and clean and tidy, filled with a fresh fragrance and a modern ambience, totally different from his apartment in Kathmandu. Yes, my apartment back in Kathmandu wasn't as modern and spacious as here, but it was way tidier than this mess, Deepak thought. He knew that no matter what, he should be grateful they were allowing him to stay with them at all, but the place was certainly not what he had expected in the land of dreams. What do you think? Lucas asked. If you need a bike, you can fix that one up and use it. He pointed toward the bicycle in the corner of the living room. Great, Deepak said with forced enthusiasm. It's fine, such a nice place. He tried to sound congenial and hoped that they did not sense how unhappy he was with the room. What are you two studying? Deepak asked in an attempt to change the subject. Lucas wrapped Vanessa gently in his arms, a piece of pizza dangling from one hand. My little bunny is a nursing major and I am a business major. We are both undergrads. We are like a mini United Nation here, Vanisha giggled, squinting up at Lucas. Are you married? Deepak asked boldly. They blinked back at him in surprise. Not yet, but soon, Vanisha responded a little too quickly. They had been living together for 2 years or so. A kitten mewed, breaking into their conversation. Why do you have so many cats? Deepak asked with surprise as he watched the kittens rolling and playing. Lucas is a cat lover, Vanisha responded as he reached down and picked up a kitten by the scruff of its neck and began massaging its back, a piece of pizza in her other hand. Not really. Actually, we used to have just one cat. She got outside and got pregnant, and this is the result. Lucas retorted immediately, guaffing. Deepak chuckled at Lucas' answer. Vanisha also chuckled, blushing bright red. Maybe Deepak wants to sleep. He must be tired. You know how awful jet lag is? Vanisha said to Lucas while collecting the pizza box. Let's let him sleep, Amor. I'm a little tired, but that's okay, Deepak said, yawning, his eyes watering with exhaustion. He was tired, but at the same time, his mind was filled with awe and wonder. He was anxious too, as it was his first day in the United States of America, surrounded by strangers who would be his friends and roommates. Vanisha disentangled herself from Lucas' grasp, threw the pizza box in the trash, and walked to her bedroom. She returned, tugging a blue and white quilt and pillow behind her. Take these. You can use them until you can buy your own, she said, holding out the sofa bed. Vanisha showed him how it worked, then pointed to her laptop by the sofa. You can use it. I have another laptop. The two bid him good night and slipped behind the white door into the bedroom. I think that's it. Thank you.